Hello. How are ya?
What's
I'm
happening?
back.
Happy
It's a
Monday.
bird. It's a plane.
It's
Mm-hmm.
Cindy.
Hello.
Wow.
And I think you can hear us. I'm hoping you can hear us. You should be able to hear us.
Yeah, we'll find out
Oh, I'm sure. Well, hold
real
on. I'll tell
quick.
you. Ready? Yeah, you can hear.
Yes. Success.
That was a
Despite
test.
management.
Test. Test.
How was your weekend?
Um. Yeah. Yeah. It was a weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's let a few more people come in here
Yeah.
before we start talking about some stuff.
Yeah. We will.
Um, we'll talk a little weather because it's really a pretty morning,
It's beautiful outside right
and
now.
it's probably the prettiest morning in a week
Mhm.
here. It's
Mhm.
got just a little bit of an air to it. Temps are in the what is the upper 50s,
Upper 50s.
but the
Low
sun is
60s.
shining.
Yes.
Feels good outside. Almost crisp, but not very humid.
All
Hey,
right.
Mike, how are you? What's happening? And temps back up into the 70s for a change, and then in the 80s later on
Yes.
this week.
It's
So we're
about
looking
time.
forward to that.
It's about time. It's about time.
It's about
Because literally when I left from home,
yes.
Northern Virginia, it was like 89 degrees, not a cloud in the sky. My brother actually said yesterday he thinks at one point in time they hit like 92.
Holy smokes!
Yeah, it was very
Well,
warm up
that's
there.
summertime weather.
It was very warm,
That is
and it was
summertime.
very humid, I'm sure too.
Wow.
And the pollen was really, really bad.
Right.
Weather was weird over the weekend. Yes, it
Yes.
was, Mike. I agree.
We drove out to Plymouth from the Outer Banks on Saturday to the North Carolina Black Bear Festival, and I noticed as soon as we kind of left the Outer Banks, went across the Alligator River, driving towards the town of Columbia,
Mhm.
all of a sudden the fog went away.
Mhm.
Still cloudy for a little bit, and then sunshine. By the time I was in Columbia, the sun was shining.
Wow.
We got up there and we broadcast live until about
12:30.
12:30, and by 1 o'clock, it was 80 degrees.
Wow.
I was like, well, thank goodness this is over. Got back in my car and got all packed up and started slowly heading back towards the Outer Banks. Got to Columbia, and just a little bit on the other side of Columbia, going east now, clouds.
Mhm.
Went across the Alligator River, through East Lake. By the time I got to Mans Harbor, fog.
I believe it. Quick
And it
question.
was in the 60s.
Quick question. Can you guys hear us okay? We didn't, because we're using Bill's mic
Mm-hmm.
and we turned it up. And so we're not sure if it's working properly.
Yeah, just wondering.
Since you guys are our
Oh,
techs. Oh,
we have
Shelly's
a
back.
guest.
Come on in, Miss Shelly. We're on Facebook.
Hey, Shelly, how's everybody
Good
doing?
morning. Good, good, good.
Say hello to everybody.
Good morning. Well, hello, everybody. Good morning. So I had to come in and brag on my husband for a minute. Can I do that?
I guess
Oh,
so.
sure, you're here.
Just for a
Might as
You
well.
second.
know,
Might as well.
whenever a wife wants to brag on their husband, don't let me stand in the way.
So my birthday's not until July, right?
Okay.
And the other night he goes, "How old are you going to be?" I said, "Oh, I'll be 57 in July." He's like, "Yeah, I was arguing with somebody. They said you didn't look 57." I said, "Oh, thank you." Next thing I know, he disappears. My mom's doing a little coloring thing, on her phone, and he
Right.
comes back and he throws this box at me. He goes, "Happy birthday!" And I went, "What?" And he goes, "Happy birthday." And I went, "You're really bad about keeping a secret, dude." And he said, "Just open the box." I opened it up. He got me a whole new wedding set.
Oh,
Look,
Oh, isn't that beautiful?
yeah, I was like, "Holy crap!" Let's see if I can get it on there. I don't
The
know if
RL.
anybody's gonna be able to see it or not.
the RL. My
Whoa.
goodness
Let's put it this
gracious.
way.
That is
Yeah,
pretty.
I was like, "Holy crap, man!"
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Darrell. Thank you.
Mhm.
I just thought I'd brag on him a little
That's
bit.
sweet. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Karen.
Hey there. I was
They're
like,
here too.
what'd you do? Because I was like, you
Yeah.
did
Oh,
nothing
yeah.
wrong.
Yeah, what'd you do?
You did what you
Are
did.
you working the graveyard shift for the rest of the year? What's going on?
Yeah, exactly. Like what's happening, dude. So, but
Well,
anyway,
congratulations on the
Thank
new
you.
bling.
I'm not trying to be not humble, but
No, that's a
girls
big
got to show
deal.
off every now and then.
That's a big
Hello,
deal.
Victoria.
Oh my gosh. Okay, peeps. Y'all have a
Have a
wonderful
great one.
day.
Gonna try.
Please
Gonna
do.
try.
Please do. All right. Well, y'all have a wonderful one. Toodles.
See
Thank
ya.
you, Lisa. Yeah, wasn't that pretty, Karen? I
Wow,
agree.
way to go, way to go.
All right. So, since everybody's here, might as well. Lisa said we love you, Cindy, because she knows me. She's like a personal friend of mine.
Ah.
And my mom passed away. I'm gonna cry. um, last Wednesday, and she's in a better place now. But I was with her. That was the good part. My brother and I were with her all day, and then actually the funny, not funny, but we kept saying, "Mom, it's okay. You can go," because she was basically in a coma at that point in time, and we left. I ran to the grocery store to get the salad from the salad bar.
Right.
And literally, and my brother went somewhere, I forgot where he went. But anyway, and we said, all right, we'll be back here in like 45 minutes. Well, do you know, as soon as I started to pull back into Spring Arbor where my mom lives, they called me and she had just passed.
Hmm.
So we waited for 9 hours. My mom did not want us to see her pass. Thank you, Victoria. She's in a better place, though, and that's what counts. She's not in pain. She's with my dad and her brothers and sisters and her best friend who passed away last week, which is so weird.
It is.
Like, very weird. They were
It's
born 4
really-
days apart and they died a week apart. And then Saturday, my dad, it was the anniversary of his passing, 7 years.
Wow.
So it's like, yeah. Oh, and then tomorrow, my Aunt Catherine, she passed away 8 years ago. Last Wednesday, the 24th, I'm looking at June. The 24th, that's when my Aunt Millie died 6 years ago. So it's like, yeah, it's just the end of May and the first part of June is not good for my family.
Wow.
So, but yeah, so she did pass, but she's in a better place now, and I'm at ease with it.
You know, it's
Thank you, Karen.
you guys are so sweet, and you have been all week. In Cindy's absence, they've been very, very. Well, they want to know. They want to know what's going on.
Thank you.
But you know, it's so tough to see a parent go through
It was awful.
that phase.
It was awful.
I've had 2 experiences. My parents are gone. My mom left us very suddenly with a heart attack, and then my dad had a long illness, and it was a drawn out type of thing where a lot like a coma situation. So I don't like either one of them. Don't like either. Wish it wouldn't happen, but it has to happen. That's what happens here.
It's part of life.
That's right. So everybody has to go through it in one form or another. So
But I think my mom, my brother, and I both decided. Thank you, Ruth. Yeah. She said her mom did the same thing. Exactly. Like literally, I'm pulling back in. I went to the car wash because my car was filthy. Went to the car wash, went and got the salad out of the salad bar because literally she hadn't really changed much, and she was pretty much, even though she would do the whole, and then it was like, or she whatever, and then she stopped, and all of a sudden it was, and she breathed in again real quick. But I literally think she did not want us. And honestly, as a mother of myself, I don't know if I want my daughters to see me in my last moment.
Well, if you think about if you could make it, not making light of this, but you'll understand why I say it. If you could make it a TV movie for your kids, where you said something profound and you didn't struggle, you just passed away.
You said, okay,
this is it, guys. That would be like, okay,
Hold my hand, here we go.
Right, yeah, but no, that's not the way. So.
No, and I think my mom was always the caregiver. She was the youngest in her family.
Right.
She was the only one that had children, but she was the motherly type to all of her older brothers and sisters because she had children. So she knew how to be a mother.
Sure.
If that makes sense. And when my 2 aunts got older, they were in the same nursing home as my dad, but my mom was the one that would take care of them.
Yeah.
She would go make sure they were being taken care of as a nurse. And then after they passed, of course, we had to clean out their houses, put their houses up for sale, and all that kind of stuff. And my mom was always the one that took care of everybody. And I think she hated the fact that she was being taken care of.
Okay.
She wasn't the caregiver anymore. And I said,
right.
I said, especially when she lived at Spring Arbor Senior Living. It was an assisted living facility. She was there for almost 5 years. And, she's like, well, I hate to bother them. I'm like, Mom, you've been waiting on people like your whole
Whole
life.
life.
You've been catering to everybody's needs. Let them cater to yours.
Wow.
She's like, and then at times she complained because she's like, I hate living like this. And I said, Mom, I wish I could live someplace where they fix my dinner every day for me and my lunch,
Yeah.
did my laundry for me, made my, cleaned my apartment, everything. I said, you got it made. Enjoy it. Let them wait on you. Let them do this for you. I said, that's what you're paying them for.
Hmm.
So, but I think I don't want to say felt like less of a woman. I don't want to say it that way because I don't really know. But I know
Right.
I know she would complain about, she's like, I'm just ready to go. I'm a bother to everybody and this and that. And so I knew she didn't like being in the condition that she was in. And that's why I think she didn't like us seeing her in that condition.
Sure.
Even. And she hated when we would do stuff. She's like, I can do it. And I'm like, Mom, I'm helping you to make it easier.
Right.
And so I really think she did not want me to see her die.
Wow.
I think that's what it was. So.
Well, I think we all feel for you.
It's hard. It is
we're
hard.
so sorry you had to go through this. And being away logistically or geographically, that makes it even harder. You're having to take extra time away from other things that are important. You know, your family here, your work and things, and it just creates all the stress on top of a stressful situation, and it wears you out.
I've hardly done anything. I mean, honestly, I've just done, like yesterday even, I slept in.
Right.
And when I say I slept in, I woke up at like 4 and I fell back to sleep and then I woke up again at like 6:30 but I finally got out of bed yesterday at like 10:30 in the morning.
Right.
2 o'clock yesterday afternoon, my butt was on the couch asleep.
Again. Yeah.
And it's just, I was tired. I'm tired today. I mean, it's a huge, now of course there's lots of stuff involved, but still, the behind the scenes afterwards stuff that you have that stuff, which we're still doing. I have to make a bunch of phone calls today, for instance, but, and then I'm gonna have to make another trip up there, or a couple more trips up there. Plus we're going to do a celebration of her life at some point in time, but we're kind of, because this would be my mother, you guys have enough to worry about. Don't worry about celebrating my life right now. Do that later. That would be my mom.
Right.
So we're going to honor that part of her, and because we know how she is.
I got you.
So we'll do that a little bit later on, but I don't know when it'll be exactly. So.
Well, look.
We'll
see if we can do some stuff to keep your mind off of things for a little while, and maybe we'll get busy and start going places and doing things, and
sometimes
it's too much to do, right? I understand.
Yeah.
So, and you guys have been so kind.
You guys have been wonderful.
And when I was in Plymouth at the North Carolina Black Bear Festival, some of you that aren't on here today stopped by. That are on here sometimes, and they wanted to know what's going on and stuff. And I was like, well, I really wanted to give Cindy the opportunity to share all of this with you guys instead of just me, sort of jumping the gun and saying, well, here's what happened. I just didn't think that was the proper thing to do. So we waited until she got back. So
I will say this, even though, and you guys know what I'm talking about, and I hate to turn this way, but the death rattle, when they start getting liquid in there. Change the subject. We didn't give the award yet for the 8 a.m. hour. Changing it. Good job, Karen. Way to go.
We still have most of the hour left.
Change the subject.
Your station for the Killer Hits, 102.5. The Shark Doobie Brothers with the Michael McDonald. It was a big error for them. A lot of hits with Michael. Sort of in vocal charts there, and it keeps you running. Bill and Cindy Morning, Killer Hits all day. We got a very nice forecast for you today, considering the last week has been Seattle on steroids.
You're right, exactly. Now, the only bad part or downfall of the forecast is dangerous currents are possible today for the beaches if you're headed there. Sunshine though, 72 on the coast, 80 inland, clear tonight down to 60. Sunshine tomorrow, slight chance of afternoon showers along the coast, getting up to 80, 85 inland.
All right, temps around the area, we're hanging in. Elizabeth City at 55, 48 in Moyoc, and 58 at 102.5 The Shark.
Now, if you hate your job, just remember this. At
Okay.
least you're not under constant threat of being mauled to death.
What do you mean by that?
Well, think about it.
Uh-huh.
When you think of a post person, a postal
Oh, I
worker,
get where you're going now. I
be a
understand.
male lady or male man,
Yeah.
or male person, whatever you want to call them.
In the back of their mind,
They-
there's always this.
Yes,
Yeah.
they just released its annual report on dog attacks, and they say more than 5,300 of their employees were attacked last year.
Nationwide, 5,300 of them.
It's actually down a little bit. It was 5,400 attacks in 2021, but California and Texas were the top two states. Again, evidently, they have a record for this,
All right.
and it makes sense since they have the most people, of course. 1 in 5 attacks happen in those two states.
One.
1
Really?
in 5 attacks happen in those two states and those two states alone. But there's a new #1 city for dogs attacking the mailman.
Well, where is this?
Congratulations, Houston.
Houston, we have a problem.
Houston, we do have a problem. It jumped from second to first. Cleveland, Gary, topped the list a year ago, but it dropped to 4th place this time.
It's all Gary's dogs.
It's Gary's dogs. Well, he must have taken them with him
He must have.
when he went to Florida. Top 5 cities for dogs attacking postal workers this time. Houston, as I said, #1,
Right.
was 57. LA, 48. Dallas, 44.
Mm.
Cleveland, 43. And San Diego, 39.
Oh, and by the way, Gary's one of our listeners and viewers on our Facebook Live that
Yes.
we chat with every day. You don't get to hear a lot of what he has to
Right.
say, a lot of the comments unless you're on Facebook. But he lives in Cleveland and
Mhm.
listens to the chart and watches our Facebook Live.
Mm-hmm.
And he always reminds us about Cleveland. So we saw Cleveland, like, Gary, it's you.
It was your dogs, exactly. But I tell you what,
Yes.
it's warmer in Cleveland than it is here right now.
Isn't that something?
Because in Columbus, they had the golf tournament
Yeah.
like over the weekend,
Right.
and it was like 90 degrees or something like that.
Oh, my
for the year northwest of Columbus.
Isn't that
So,
crazy?
yeah,
It
it's
really
warmer up
is.
there than it is here, but that's okay.
All right, coming up within 10 minutes, we're going to, so it'll be bow time. Chance to win a winner ticket dinner.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have music today in music.
Uh-huh.
It's like I feel like we've forgotten to do something. Wait a
The
minute.
word!
It's a keyword time. Let's just change the gear right now. You ready?
All right, yeah, let's do
All
it.
right, so we've been getting folks ready for Father's Day. A lot of Father's Day fun. And we're doing something called Send Dad to the Great Outdoors.
Yeah.
And it's a super big prize pack with folks from Cuttawisky Charters,
Mhm.
fishing charters. They're inshore here on the Outer Banks. Cuttawisky Creek Outfitters, Ahoskie area.
Which is like a hunting
He's
excursion.
a big one. And Kitty Hawk Kites,
Mhm.
Foolish Angler, Safe Harbor Marina, and Elizabeth City Pawn, and others all chiming into the prize pack. And so we got some hours during the day. We told you to be listening for a keyword, and the first one was the 8 a.m. hour.
Right.
So we're go just about now. So let's do it. Here's your keyword for today. It is drum, like
Drum roll.
drum roll, or the fish. Even.
Oh,
yeah, like the drum.
Yes.
And so text away 252-441-1025. 1025. You do that, and
You'll qualify.
you qualify.
DRUM.
Drum.
Text
Do
it
it.
now.
Drum.
Sounds like red drum. Like red drum.
Red drum.
All right, we gave word. Perrin, did you hear it?
Sure. Hang on, I gotta get something together here.
By the way, I just want you guys to know, too, $3.50. I see, I don't know what our gas is here.
339.
$3.39. Okay. See, I have to get premium in mine, so
Okay.
mine's like probably like $3.93 or something.
Right.
It's ridiculous. So when I was with my brother, he lives in the back road, country mountains, in the mountains in West by. No, actually, he's not in West by God, Virginia. He's in Winchester, Virginia.
Right.
But we were driving on back roads, and a wasp flew in the window, hit me right here on the ear, stung me there, and stung me there, and then it flew out the back window.
Holy smoke.
But so my ear, it's itches. It's
Oh.
awful. Thank goodness I'm not allergic. All right, so we have a couple pictures that, like, to kind of change the.
I have been
Change the
saving up pictures.
Oh Lord have mercy! Hold on, I've got a whole bunch that I have to get rid of first.
So what happens, for those of you, Gary, 315, good. Are your dogs in the pen, Gary? Are
Are
they
you
put away?
keeping them away from the mailman?
Yeah, you're
Cleveland went down to 4th.
right.
Dog
And most post office dog attacks, which is not funny, but it's just
No, it's
you know
not funny.
we're just kind of laughing along with you here. Anyway, where was I going? With this?
I don't
What
know.
was I even talking
You're
about?
saving up
Hello.
pictures.
Oh yeah, okay. So usually I scroll on Facebook and usually this has happened to you. You see something hysterically funny, a meme or a quote or just a picture,
Mhm.
and you think it's funny, and you're like, oh, well, I have to remember that, and then you go back to find it later in your feed, and it's like disappears. It's gone somewhere else in the cloud.
Mhm.
So I save all the stuff to my phone because I don't want to forget anything. Okay, I want to show it to some people, and so I thought I would start bringing some of them on Mondays, some of the best of the best, and share them with you. And it started out as Monday morning meetings. So here it is. It's Monday, so let's do a couple of these.
Okay, I'm letting them upload. Alright, they're uploading at the moment.
All right, so we're uploading them.
Baking soda for the, I know, but I was in the car in the middle of the road or whatever, so I didn't have the baking soda. But yeah, I used to do that. But I was like literally nowhere near baking soda, not even like near a grocery store for baking soda. So I just had to deal with it. But I did put cortisone on it. It itches.
Mm.
All right, where should we start? Well, first of all, let's do this because we're proud of our girls. Or no, oh, wrong one. Sorry. Sorry.
All right, so we'll
I thought it was the other one.
that was funny. Remember the California raisins?
Uh-huh.
Doom, doo, doo, doo,
Very great fun.
doo, doo, doo.
Uh-huh.
All right, it brought back some memories
Yeah,
for me.
are you this old?
Yeah,
Okay.
apparently that'll.
Now we're proud of our girls.
Okay, so Saturday, the Manio High School varsity ladies soccer team went to the state championship in was it Greensboro? I think someplace like that.
Somewhere.
And they won. They came from behind,
Yeah.
playing another undefeated team, and it looked a little ominous there for a little
Uh-huh.
bit for them. But they pulled it out and they won the state championship. So we want to say big
Congratulations.
congratulations. Everybody's really happy to hear that around.
Absolutely. Parents, yes, I'm that old.
Yeah, it's Monday.
Yes, it is.
You ever have that's kind of the way you go?
Yep.
That's the way it goes.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's see. Here we got this one. This one's kind of funny.
Burger King. SpongeBob is here hiring managers. Punctuation.
Punctuations.
counts.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it does. I don't remember what this one is. Oh, yeah.
When you told her you were a monster in bed, but didn't get specific. Don't need to say anything more, do you?
No.
No, okay. When I was a kid, there were no phones and tablets. We read cereal boxes at breakfast.
I loved reading the cereal
Yes,
boxes.
absolutely.
I always read them, and I would read the same one over and
over and over and over again.
And then there's this.
Okay, life. Me doing the best I can. Do you ever feel like that? Yes.
And then there's this song.
Now that is Napoleon Dynamite and Taylor Swift. I've never seen them in the same place together. But don't they kind of favor just a little bit? I mean, that's kind of freaky.
I think somebody did something to Taylor's nose in that picture, though.
Okay, maybe.
But her mouth, that is her mouth.
Okay.
And then this one is funny.
Impulse buying. You know what? And then you make the statement, I'm only buying things I really need. Along comes the Loch Ness label.
That's funny.
The Loch Ness label. I think that would be kind of funny, but would you buy one? Would you buy a Loch Ness label?
Probably.
Sure.
Probably, yeah.
All right. Is that it?
Yeah, that was it.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go.
That was it.
All right. We've got today in music
Oh,
in just a couple of minutes, and it'll be bow time. Another keyword coming your way. By the way, drum was the keyword from earlier this hour.
Going boating.
Going boating tomorrow. All right.
See, they don't really know about our crabs as mean as the Croatian crabber.
Not really. I think things were winding down a little bit by the time that we took over the show with Marco.
Mr. D and I, we put out crab pots.
Right.
And then we go pick them up in our little skiff.
Exactly.
Oh, and by the way, I'm gonna do one more little thing real quick here. Okay. But anyway, this time last year we had the crab pots in the water, and we had the boat in the water.
Not yet. Isn't that something?
But
Interesting.
here's my mama. That's my sweet,
All right, today
that's
in
my
music,
sweet mom.
we'll talk a little more about Crabbin because they have a lot of fun doing this.
That's my sweet mama with Santa Claus. All right, hang on. Oh, we could.
Your station for the killer hits, 102.5, The Shark. Johnny Nash, I can see clearly now. All that fog is gone, which is kind of
Finally.
nice. Did you remember what the sun looked like?
Yeah.
I mean, it
that-
really is.
It's that big orangey, yellowy little
It's a
blob
big
up in the
orange
sky.
ball, absolutely. So it's going to stick around for a couple of days, and some warmer temps coming away too.
Sunshine today, 72 along the coast, 80 inland, but dangerous rip currents are possible for the beaches today. So be careful about you go in the water. Clear tonight down to 60. Mostly sunny tomorrow, slight chance of an afternoon shower. Along the coast, getting up to 80, 85 inland.
All right, 53 in Corolla, 55 in Elizabeth City, and we've got 58 at 102.5 The Shark.
And now time for This Day in Music, brought to you by Tap That ODX. Open until 9 p.m. with your favorite beers, bourbons, and tequilas, street pool, foosball, and shuffleboard too. Come hang out and relax with friends in their new laid-back space in Kitty Hawk at Tap That ODX.
All right, it was 2019. Forbes magazine announced that Rihanna was the richest female musician in the world. And you think, how? Well, she had amassed this fortune of $600 million, largely through her music and makeup business.
Oh, that's right. She did have makeup.
Yep, Fenty Beauty line, launched in 2017, reportedly made her $100 million in the first 40 days. Now,
Wow.
Rihanna, seriously. Her wealth put her ahead of Madonna at the time, which in 2019, she was worth an estimated $563 million. Somebody who's been around for 40 years doing what she did. Celine Dion, been around for a good 25 years, $440 million, and Beyonce at $394 million. Man, Rihanna just rolled it.
Yeah.
No doubt about that.
Crazy.
Let's see, 2016, four members of ABBA performed alongside one another for the first time since 1982. It was a private gala to mark 50 years since the songwriting duo in the band, Bjorn Ulvaeus and Benny Andersson, met for the first time in Stockholm. And they were singing a little bit of what they were doing, and the other two just happened to be there, and ABBA
Chimed in.
ensued. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
1993, Janet Jackson started a 6-week run at number one on the album charts with Janet. 1993, it was Mariah Carey getting married to the president of Sony Music.
Really?
Yeah, Tony Mottola in Manhattan. Guests included Billy Joel, Bruce Springsteen, Barbra Streisand, Ozzy Osbourne, and everybody else on the label. The couple separated in 1997.
Wow.
And 1993, country legend Conway Twitty. Remember that guy?
Mm-hmm.
Hello, darling. That guy,
Mhm.
he passed away at age 59 of a ruptured stomach vessel after collapsing in his tour bus after a show in Branson, Missouri. He had 39 number one Billboard country hits, by the way.
39?
Yeah, by 1993 when
Oh,
he passed
wow.
away. That's something. Yeah.
In 1988, Eric Clapton's wife, Patty, filed for divorce. They have been married since 1979.
Wow.
In 1977, Alice Cooper's boa constrictor, which was a co-star of his live act, suffered a fatal bite from a rat.
What?
It was being fed for breakfast.
I didn't know that was possible.
I didn't know that either.
Huh.
Cooper held auditions for replacement. And the
No way.
snake named Angel cut the gig.
Angel, you're getting the gig. Okay.
In 1960, that's right.
You
Snake
can't make-
auditions
You
today.
can't make this stuff up.
In 1964, the Rolling Stones played their first ever live date in the U.S. when they appeared at the Swing Auditorium in San Bernardino, California.
All right.
In 1964, Davy Jones with the King Bees released their first record, Liza Jane. The group disbanded, but Davy Jones went on to success as David Bowie.
Really? All right.
I did not know that.
Very cool.
Music birthdays.
Mm-hmm.
The saxophonist
Kenny G. Okay.
Yes, 67 years old today.
All right.
Also celebrating Freddie Stone. He was part of Sly and the Family Stone,
Mhm.
guitarist, 76 years old.
Oh, let me pick this one up because I know this guy.
Uh-huh.
Don Reed, country singer with the Statler Brothers.
No, he has his voice with the
No, the
Statler
Statler Brothers.
which are from like the Stanton
That's
area.
from my hometown.
Yeah.
He was our neighbor. He lived
Oh, wow,
right
that's so
beside
neat.
us,
That's so
and
neat.
used to play baseball with his son Devo and Landon. And it's just really crazy. So he is. Well done. You're 78 and you're looking good, buddy. Happy birthday.
bassist Keith Wentz. There's a band, like it's a new and upcoming sort of, you should say.
Yeah.
They're called Fall Out Boy.
Yes.
Well, their bassist is 44.
All right. That is Today in Music. That means it is Bo time. Your chance to win a winner, two-piece chicken dinner from Bojangles.
All you have to do is text us the word TAP, T-A-P, as in tap that O-D-X.
Uh-huh.
Text it right now to 252-441-1025, and you'll qualify for that winner chicken dinner.
All right, news and weather together within 10. More killer hits coming up.
All right, where am I here? Oh, Karen said it's 63.1 in Southern Shores.
Your thermometer does it in tenths of a degree.
That's pretty cool, actually.
Like Perrin would find. Perrin knows what's happening. Her sense of awareness of her community is pretty cool.
Very in tune.
That's one of your big. Well, like I said, if I had to pick somebody for this community to go on Jeopardy, you'd be in my top
my
five.
lifeline.
Lifeline.
Even though you said you wouldn't, but you would do my lifeline. All right, so parents thinks we should do a keyword just for Facebook watchers.
Oh, for
The Papa. Dad.
For dads?
For dad.
We may entertain that thought.
I'm thinking maybe over the next couple of days we might be able to promote it. Say, hey, by the way, if you watch us, you'll get a bonus keyword.
Maybe. That's not a bad idea.
I like your idea there, parents.
Might have to have a board meeting about that one. Just
Hold on.
can we get the room scheduled?
You guys. Yeah. Uh-huh. They're listening. Okay, they're watching.
Oh, okay.
I know what we're talking
All
about.
So
For coffee cups, yes.
we'll put that on the agenda.
We're trying. We are
We
really.
will.
I promise you, we're trying.
Yeah, we are. All right, guys.
There's a lot of things going on, though, obviously.
It's summertime on the Outer Banks.
Well, it's summertime, and I'm making it about me again.
Well, you deserve that. That's fine.
The past month, I think I've been to Northern Virginia like 5 times in the past month and a half.
Oh, can I say something about that?
Yeah,
If you live here on the island part of the Outer Banks, and you really don't go over the bridges very often, you very seldom have the chance to go over 55 miles an hour.
No, you don't.
Because the bypass, north and south, is
50.
45 and 50. You can do 55 on the Wright Memorial Bridge.
You can do 55
on the
Bond Bridge.
Go on the Washington Bond Bridge, going over to Roanoke Island, and the other one, the Dare. Yeah. But Saturday, I got this as a funny. Just got to share this with you. One of our coworkers, another morning man at a radio station, right on the other side of that room. Ray Turner. Okay, he got this big red truck. And he and I were going to the same place to do a remote. But we couldn't drive together because we had different things to do afterwards. So I'm following him. I said, Ray, you've been to this thing several times. You know just where to go. I mean, I can get us to Plymouth, but you know where to go.
Right.
Okay, so I'm following him. Well, it opens up on the other side of Columbia.
70. Yeah.
And, well, there's this unwritten rule. You can go so many miles over the speed limit before somebody pops you, and makes you stop. Okay. Well, I'm not going to tell you how fast this red truck was going.
Oh, no.
But I was getting nervous. I'm like, you know what? I'm the one that's going to get pulled over because I'm following this guy, But the thing is, when you get above 65 or 70, your vehicle feels different. And if you haven't driven that way for a while, you guys might be laughing. Gary, you're in the big city. You're driving all over the place all the time. But I felt like the old man again in the right-hand lane.
You would have been
It was just kind of crazy.
You would have been white knuckling my entire trip up and down the road then on 95.
Probably so.
Because at one point in time I looked down and we were going 79.
Right.
Everybody was going 79.
It's crazy.
And I felt like
79 is a pretty good number to describe Saturday's race.
Okay.
To Plymouth.
I actually followed a guy that I went to Ocean City, Maryland's bike week.
Right.
And I left in Winchester, Virginia, and it was a bunch of us on motorcycles. And we were going to follow this one guy named Chuck. But he's like, hey, I'll lead the way. Well, I decided we didn't follow him. We were chasing him. Trying to catch him.
Okay.
And thank goodness it got to a point where there was 3 ladies. We were all riding our own bikes. And there was like 5 guys or something. I don't know. But they were awesome. And so we're like, oh, I gotta get gas. Sorry, we gotta stop and get gas. Thank goodness. Because literally, I looked down at one point in time, and I'm on a motorcycle, and the speed limit was 65. I look down, and we're going 85 miles an hour.
Right.
And I'm going, no. No, that's a suicide mission. I'm not gonna do it.
Gary.
Oh, geez, Louise. It is like NASCAR in the
Right.
UK, absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, I actually ran into somebody that was going 30 miles over the speed limit going through Coin Jock and got pulled over.
Oh no.
I said, yeah, when you're in North Carolina and the speed limit says 45 and you're on 158, go for it.
Yeah, pretty much so. Pretty much.
Yeah.
All right, and just if any law enforcement this happens to be concerned about some of my comments, no, we were not going that fast.
No.
I think something must be wrong with my my speedometer.
Well,
has to be.
You get it recalibrated.
And there was a bee that flew in the window.
Yes, it
And-
did. It's coming right here in my ear.
Right, and yeah, one of those.
If I was not going like 80 when I was going down 95,
Right,
I would have been run over.
right.
I would have been impeding traffic, and people would have been, I would have been causing wrecks. So I had to go with the flow.
It was the blow.
I had to go with traffic, go with the flow.
I had my brakes on, officer. They were pushing me up the road.
They were. I just put it in neutral, and it was like, the backdraft it sucked me up.
Backtrack.
All right,
That's right,
guys
man.
are rolling.
That's right. Right, rubbing is racing. Something like that. And then what was Earnhardt? Dale Earnhardt quote, rubbing.
Senior, I don't know.
He was always
Rubbing,
rubbing.
oh yeah, you're rubbing up against. Yeah. Well, now you get fined, or you get if you push somebody up against the wall. If you
Oh, you're-
literally
yeah,
throw
that's a
somebody
big
in the
one.
wall, yeah.
That's a big
That's
one.
why Chase Elliott did not race yesterday.
Wow.
By the way.
All right.
All right,
Later,
guys.
Gators. Have
Thank
a great
you
day.
again for all your wonderful comments.
We'll be
I
back tomorrow.
appreciate you guys. We'll be back tomorrow. I'll be back.
Enjoy the weather.
Oh, I'm actually going to be here the whole week.
There you go.